What's up, travellers? Welcome back to the channel. SJ Aviation HQ here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we hit the model review of the Virgin Atlantic Airbus A350-1000 released by NG Models. Before anything though, go ahead and leave a thumbs up below. Great indication of what you like in today's video and of course the content here on this channel. Whilst you're there, go ahead and subscribe. It would be a great way to support the channel, support me as I grow on this platform, and of course to support the channel as well. Whilst you're there as well, go ahead and smash the notification bell. Make sure you have that set as on and as all to receive all the notifications for videos as soon as I go live onto the channel, to make sure you are the first to come along and tune into the videos. So as mentioned, we have the Virgin Atlantic Airbus A350-1000. This model here released by NG Models in their September 2022 release, and I'm grateful to be doing the model review of it for you guys today. So before anything else, in terms of the showcasing of the box, I'm going to read out some information about Virgin Atlantic as an airline, and there's some information about the particular airframe that we're looking at today. So founded on May the 15th of 1984 and commencing operations on June the 22nd of 1984, Virgin Atlantic is a British airline with its hubs at London Heathrow and Manchester Ringway. The maiden passenger flight for Virgin Atlantic took place on June the 22nd of 1984 between London Gatwick and Newark Liberty International Airports, operated with a Boeing 747. According to planespotters.net, Virgin Atlantic operates a fleet consisting of 43 aircraft, including 6 Airbus A330-300s, 8 of the A330-900neos, 12 of the A350-1000s, and 17 of the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliners. Apologies there for that siren for you guys. Just one of those things living on the highway here. Continuing on March the 2nd of 2023, Virgin Atlantic joined the SkyTeam Airline Alliance, becoming the 18th airline to join the alliance that founded on June the 22nd of the year 2000. Of course, Virgin Atlantic was founded by my aviation idol being Sir Richard Branson. Going into some information about this particular airframe for you guys today. This aircraft's MSN number or manufacturer series number is 492. This aircraft is a 4-year-old Airbus A350-1000, particularly a 1000 for 1, because 41 is the Airbus designated code for Airbus built aircraft that are equipped with Rolls-Royce engines. This aircraft performed its first flight on August the 31st of 2021. Wearing the registration or test registration of Foxtrot Dash Whiskey Zulu Golf Mike. Or for those that aren't too familiar with the phonetic alphabet, that would be read as F-WZGM. This aircraft was built and produced in Toulouse, France, one of the main factory or facilities for Airbus, because they do have the facilities in Hamburg, Germany, but Toulouse is their main plant, especially with their wide bodies. And this aircraft is currently active on the network for Virgin Atlantic, wearing the registration of Golf-Victor Echo or G-VEVE. This aircraft again, an Airbus A350-1000, equipped with 2 Rolls-Royce Trent XWB-97 engines, different to the XWB-84 engines that are equipped on the 900 variant of the A350 family. This aircraft has the aircraft name of Fearless Lady. Of course, each of the Virgin Atlantic aircraft are named after different people, famous people within the UK. This one being dedicated to Yvette Huntley, Yvette Huntley Branson, who was Richard Branson's mother. So there we go. That's why the registration is has the EVE or Eve. So very cool. This aircraft was ferried between Toulouse and London Heathrow on December the 2nd for its delivery flight. So that's December the 2nd of 2021 for its delivery flight. So very cool. So with that information out of the way, let's go ahead and check out this box. And here is the stunning MG Models box. On the top of it we have the Airbus A350-1000, titles there in the large Airbus font. In the middle we have the 2D rendering of the Airbus A350-1000 wearing the stunning livery. Cannot wait for MG Models to finally release some 330-900 Neos, as I would definitely go ahead and get some of them. So very cool. MG Models is coming out with some more of these 350-1000s for Virgin Atlantic, and they do have these little SkyTeam logo on it, so we'll be definitely getting the one that is dedicated to Elton John. So very cool, or Sir Elton John in that case. Very cool. Here we have, on the bottom corner, we have the Virgin Atlantic titles there, or typeface there with the registration, Golf Dash Victor Echo. And on this side we have the MG Models logo and the scale of the aircraft, 1:1 scale and die-cast metal. On the bottom panel we have the Airbus 350-1000 titles here, and then we have the MG Models logo here. 2D rendering of the aircraft in the middle there with the registration below that, and the barcode here with the item number on it. Very cool. On the right panel we have the 350-1000 titles again, MG Models logo on the bottom corner, Virgin Atlantic typeface there again, and then we have the scale again. Very cool. The top panel is pretty much identical to the bottom panel. Only difference is the fact that it is a different color on the backgrounds there. And on this side it's identical to the right hand side that we saw a moment ago. Again, difference is the background of the box. I do like how they've split the MG Models logo and the Airbus, the B of Airbus, with different colors to combat the background as well. Very nice. On the back of the box we have the MG Models logo on the top here, the Virgin logo on the back here, again split with the different colors. Virgin Atlantic Airbus 350-1000 with the 2D rendering of it. Fantastic indeed. And then we have the social media handles for MG Models with their Facebook, Instagram, and their website. Very cool. The barcode with the item number on it. And then the warning information. They've actually got the warning spelled right on this one. Very cool. And aircraft made in China, as usual for every other MG Models aircraft. So very cool indeed. Virgin Atlantic, one of my favorite airlines, of course, that being because the fact that Sir Richard Branson was the founder. I cannot wait to fly their services one day. Would definitely like to fly one of the Dreamliners. I'm hoping to get some more of the Virgin Atlantic aircraft in my collection. Of course, as I mentioned before, that 350-1000 dedicated to Sir Elton John will be coming into my collection. I believe that one is registered as Golf Dash Victor Echo Lima Juliet, I believe. And I do want to get the 330 Neo that was dedicated to Sir Richard Branson himself. So hopefully MG Models come out with them. And of course Dreamliners as well. 787 is my favorite aircraft, so that would be nice to see. Anyway, that is this portion done for you guys of the video, the reading out of the airline, the reading out of the aircraft details, and the showcasing of the box. So let's go ahead and check out the model. And here is the absolutely stunning Virgin Atlantic Airways Airbus A350-1000 released by MG Models. Was released by MG Models in their September 2022 release. And in this portion of the being going to showcase the model up close to the camera for you guys, giving you some nice up close shots on the details of this aircraft, and of course giving you some insights about what some of the components do in the event of a real life flight. So let's go ahead and dive in straight into the review of the model. First and foremost, zooming right into the model for you guys and getting the model up to the camera for you guys. Here it is. Now, how gorgeous is this looking? If I say so myself, looking at it up close to the camera for you guys, I'm not really a fan of companies or brands that put this glittery effect in the color in the details on the fuselage. Much like my opinion that I said in my review of the Etihad 787-9. Check it out, top right corner, right about now. I kind of feel like had they just done what Phoenix models do in terms of the one color, I think it would be represented much more. Or like Aviation Fighters, what they did. But anyway, let me know what your opinion is on this color of the fuselage. I mean, from the naked eye, looking at the model from a distance, you can't quite see the glittery effect, but up close to the camera, you can definitely notice it. But anyway, here we have in the middle of the shot, we can make out the nose cone. Inside that is a component called the weather radar, and that is used to detect storms along the flight path of a flight, to give the pilots a visual indication of the rainfall intensity ahead of them, and the possibility of turbulence as well. This enables the crew to navigate around any potentially hazardous areas along the flight plan that they've assigned for the flight. Very cool indeed. Here we have the famous raccoon mask around the A350's windows here. Now that is used to deflect any heat away from the outside or the perimeter of the windshields. Very cool. Now here we have some components here on the front part of the fuselage here. On the top we can see the angle, or I think that's the pitot tubes there. The pitot tube is used to measure fluid flow velocity. Also here we have the angle of attack sensor. Now that is used to offer a visual indication of the amount of lift the wings are generating at a given airspeed or angle of bank. Pretty sure in the middle of the shot you can make out in the center of that red outlining there. I think that's the icing detector. I think that's used to detect ice on board icing conditions, and of course the buildup of ice on the wings, I'm pretty sure. Here we have the nickname of this aircraft, Fearless Lady. Of course, this aircraft being dedicated to Sir Richard Branson's mother, Yvette Branson, or Yvette Huntley Branson, if they say the full name there. Of course, you'll see the registration of this aircraft later on in the video. The last 3 digits are her name, of course. Above the flag of the UK there, we can make out that this says Britain's flag carrier. Very cool. Here we have the very long nose gear. I don't know if this is accurate or not, but here we have the nose gear door where it says ETOPS, and also Victor Echo, the last 2 digits of the registration. Here we have the forward baggage. Sorry, not the forward baggage compartment. This, of course, is on the other side. This is the first of the cabin doors, the L1 boarding door. Of course, the second of the main boarding doors is, of course, here in the L of Atlantic there. But here we have the aircraft designator titles. That shows that this is an Airbus A350-1000. Very nice, the longest of the variants of the 350 family. Not my favorite, if I say so myself, but I am a fan of elongated aircraft, much like the 350-1000, and of course the 777-9 that will be soon. I hope will have certification soon. But my favorite variant of the 350 family would have to be the 900. Let me know in the comments below which is your pick of the bunch, the 900 or the 1000 in terms of the variants. Here we have in the middle of the shot, we can make out the pedostatic system that is there to determine an aircraft airspeed, Mach number, altitude, and altitude trend during a flight. Very nice indeed. And there we have the first of the bottom antennas there. Very nice indeed. And then I believe here, just below the N of, or just, just here in the middle of the shot, I'll just point it out for you guys. That is the wing light. That is there to light up the leading edge of the wing during night operations and, of course, dark conditions. Very cool. And also the intake of the engine itself. Here we have in the middle of the shot we have the wings landing light. Of course, there is an additional one on mounted into the nose gear strut as well. This is a mandatory component on this aircraft to use, usually between 0 and 10,000 feet when during flight or just beginning flight. It's the first thing you see being turned on when the aircraft is just about to roll down the runway for its takeoff run. Very cool indeed. Mainly used between 0 and 10,000 feet. Above 10,000 feet, it's up to the pilot's discretion for whether they want to turn it off or on, or keep it on, that is. Here we have this side's Rolls-Royce Trent XWB-97 engine, opposed to the 84 variant seen on the 900 XWB, because XWB standing for extra wide body. Very nice indeed. And here we have two of the vortex generators. They are there to deflect any airflow away from the leading edge of the wing directly behind the engine, so about here. So very cool. These are what produce the vapor trail you see going over top of the wing when the aircraft is rotating out of the airport or active runway. Here is what the engines look like in the interior of the engines here. Very nice indeed, and I do very much like the colour of the engine's nacelle and of course the tail fin, which we'll be seeing later on in the video or in this piece of the showcasing here. Here is the slats of the leading edge of the wing here, looking rather nice indeed. And then we get to this portion of the wing where it showcases the three strobe lights seen on this aircraft. They are the blinking white lights you can see when the aircraft is in flight or just about to cross an active runway. If this was a Boeing, much like a 737 MAX 8, a 747-8, or a 787 Dreamliner, these strobe lights would flash once in sequence, or in flight as well. That would be a great indication of what the aircraft type is in terms of whether it is an Airbus or a Boeing. Of course, this for the 350 they blink twice in sequence. Also seen on the 320 family and of course the 330neo. Very nice indeed. Here we have the first generation of the Sharklet, looking quite messy in terms of the top of it, but this is what the interior of the Sharklet looks like there, with the Virgin logo there on the inside, or the interior of the Sharklet there. And of course this is what the Sharklet looks like on the outside, looking quite nice. As I mentioned, the first generation of the Sharklet, mainly seen on the 1000 variant. The second generation of the Sharklet, and of course the third generation, are seen on the 900. The third generation mainly seen on the 900 ULR, flown for Singapore Airlines, and of course the newer one for Emirates in terms of the seating configuration for the Emirates ULRs. They also have the second and third generation Sharklets as well. Now here we have this is the L3 door. Not so much a boarding door, but mainly used as an emergency exit door. Here we have the second of the antennas just here. And when we go to the bottom of the aircraft, here we see the landing gear, the triple bogey landing gears, much like the 777. Very nice, and indeed I do like the kind of spiral the middle one has on the axle there. It kind of looks quite nifty if I say so myself. But they do not rotate on the strut itself. Oh, that one actually fell off. That was I don't know where that went. So I will have to probably fix that later on in the piece. I wasn't expecting that to happen. But here we have, we'll just continue on with the model review. Here we have the registration of this aircraft, Golf Dash Victor Echo, of course, the last three digits of the registration, EVE, to represent the dedication of this aircraft, of course, Richard Branson's mother, Yvette Huntley Branson, of course. There we have another one of the antennas, which I'm pretty sure I just showcased, or here it is anyway. Here is the SATCOM, the Wi-Fi dome on top of the fuselage. This is what provides the IFE on board the aircraft, IFE standing for in-flight entertainment, of course. Here we have these, the last of the antennas on top of the fuselage just here. Here we have the L4 door. Of course, the letter L for the side is to represent the word left, as of course this is the left-hand side of the aircraft. This door is also an emergency exit door, but can also be used as a boarding door via the air stairs, of course via the apron, of course, or disembarking onto the buses. Very cool. Here is a little cargo compartment just here, looking pretty snazzy indeed, if I say so myself. And then here we have the tail fin of this Virgin Atlantic A350-1000. Looking rather nice indeed. Virgin Atlantic being my favourite of the British carriers. One of my favourite carriers in general is, of course, Sir Richard Branson. My aviation idol, it was, of course, the founder of the airline. Founded on May the 15th of 1984, of course. Cannot wait for NG models to come out with an A330neo, or some of them. Would definitely go ahead and get the one that is dedicated to Sir Richard Branson if they come out and release it. But here is the elevators of this aircraft. You can see this dot here, the grey dot there, or silver dot depending on the light you see on it. That they are the tail lights, also seen on the other side, just there. They are there to light up the tail fin during night operations, to give to make it easily identifiable to anyone who's in the control tower of who the airline is. This, of course, would be Virgin Atlantic. Also a marketing tool for anyone within or around an airfield, to give them the sense to want to fly the airline, of course. And of course, night operations, for plane spotters alike that are around the exterior of the airfield. Here we have the APU exhaust, auxiliary power unit, being the full name of the APU abbreviation there. And you would be able to see, it's not on the aircraft though, but you can probably, this would be where the inlet would be for the APU. Very cool. Now let's have a look at the opposite side of the aircraft, just having a look at the main differences here. Here we have an emergency exit door for the cockpit. Of course, it's the cockpit, the escape hatch for the pilots, of course. Here is a forward baggage compartment to the forward part of the aircraft there. A rear baggage compartment to the rear here. On this side, the navigation light is green, as you can see. And of course, here is the other engine. This, of course, being the number 2 engine. Let's have a wee sneak peek inside the engine there, looking rather nice indeed. Let's have a look at the underside of the aircraft. This side's landing gear would look rather interesting without the other little tire there, which I'll have a look after reviewing the aircraft. Here we have the nose gear door, as of course is where the nose gear would retract into when departing an airport. Here we have the nice belly titles for Virgin Atlantic, seen on all of their aircraft now, but of course since this aircraft is such a elongated aircraft, it's probably not best to put it on the belly, more so at the front of the aircraft. I'm pretty sure all of the belly titles are at the front of the forward part of the aircraft in general anyway, but they look rather nice in this font. Very cool. Here, of course, is the beacon light. Not too sure if they put a beacon light on the top of the fuselage. They don't really put beacon lights on the top of their Dreamliners for some reason. That, of course, being NG models. But here we have the stand hole and, of course, the outline of the landing gear doors. Here's that where that tire came off. I'll have to have a look and see if I can find that, because I'm not too sure where it went. Yeah, we're interesting find for me to do after the video is concluded here. Here we have the details of this engine here, the underside of the engine, and of course the details of the wing, looking rather nice. And then we get to the registration on the underside of the wing here, Golf Dash Victor Echo. Very nice. Here we have the red outline of where the ram air turbine would be. Small propeller-like device that comes down to provide electrical power to the engines if need be. Can also be used in the event or seen, I guess, during the event of testing as well, especially in Toulouse. This 350-1000 seen it when testing the rat would be seen then. So very cool. And then we get to the tailplane of the aircraft with the APU doors here, entryway for the ground engineers to access the APU from the ground, of course. So very, very nice. So I would say that this model is definitely worth getting. I wasn't really expecting that tire to just come off the aircraft. Having a wee look at the moment for it, can't see it from my vantage point, but let me know what you enjoyed in today's video, guys. This review of this Virgin Atlantic Airbus A350-1000 released by NG Models in their September 2022 release. Now I do know that do remember as well that they do have some 350-1000s for Virgin Atlantic in their future releases, soon to be released in the next few weeks or a few months in terms of 2026. Do note that they will also have the SkyTeam logo on it next to the doors here, one here and also another one further back, as of course this model here was released before Virgin Atlantic joined the SkyTeam Alliance. Of course, Virgin Atlantic joins SkyTeam on March the 2nd of 2023, and remember this model here was released in September 2022, so before they had joined. But let me know in the comments below what you enjoyed in today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. We got great indication of what you enjoyed in today's video and of course the content here on this channel. Whilst you're there, go ahead and support me even further by subscribing to the channel below, and of course make sure you get the notifications on by clicking that bell icon next to the subscribe button. Make sure you select the all option, as of course that will give you a great leeway to receive all of the notifications as soon as the videos go live onto the channel. As soon as they do, of course, to be the first one to view the videos as well. Thank you very much for any support on this video in advance, of course. Yeah, so if you want to go ahead and check out my social media channels, go ahead and scan the QR code you can see on the screen now. That leads you straight to my Instagram page, the one place for where I showcase all of the model photos of my aircraft or in my collection, and of course the insights about new services, updates to my airport's website, and of course updates in general for my airport's whereabouts. Go ahead and scan the QR code you can see on the screen now to lead you straight to my Linktree page. Of course, all of my social links in one full place. But of course, if you don't have the means to scan any of those QR codes, there are additional links in the description below, and of course in the pinned comment below this video. So yeah, that will do it for today's video, guys. The model review of this Virgin Atlantic Airbus A350-1000 released by NG Models in their September 2022 release. If you enjoyed today's video and want to go ahead and check out some more on this channel, on the end is going to be some options for you guys. On the left hand side will be my most recent video here on this channel. On the right hand side will be the full playlist of model reviews I've done so far here on this channel. In the middle will be where you can subscribe. But until next time, guys, fly safe, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.